No, they think she's dead.
I want to host.
Okay.
Because I have something really cool that I want to point out.
Okay. Does it involve midichlorians?
Are we recording?
Ready?
Welcome back to the 716th Legion Reacts.
Hello.
It is the 716th day.
It is not the 716th day, but the
It's
date is
716 day.
716.
It's the 716th day.
It's our day, Julian.
I didn't even know what you were talking about.
It's our birthday.
Oh.
Anywho,
Is that the whole reason you
No.
wanted to host? Okay.
we're gonna be watching the series season finale. We don't know.
Let's say season, but I'm banking it series.
I mean, they put a post out this week that said season, but it could just be one of those semantic, looking too deep into it things. But
yeah.
I mean, for now,
Hopefully it's
season.
season.
There's no confirmed season 2, so there could be. They've said maybe, but
Okay, so my cool little tidbit that I realized after rewatching last episode is that if you go back and look at it, if Soul is able, he never lets anybody fall. Anytime they get thrown or dropped, he catches them with the Force. That guy spent his years of training to lift people, because that's a very hard thing to do. And it's because he let May fall in the last episode.
He can hear it. I knew he could hear it.
I don't know.
Thought it would work.
Bad enough we had the rainstorm.
The
Yeah.
Thought it would work.
You know what? I didn't notice that. I never thought about that.
It's a nice subtle thing. Yeah.
He let May fall, and now he won't let, if he is able, because I know in like episode 5 when they were fighting, like some people fell to the ground, but
and died.
like when he was able, he would not let anybody fall. Like in episode 1 when May almost fell off the cliff, he caught her. And in episode 2 when he was fighting with May and he threw her over his shoulder, he caught her so she didn't fall.
Interesting. I didn't think about it like that.
True.
Okay. All right.
Anyway, that was my fun little
considering
tidbit.
this is the season/series/ maybe finale forever of this, predictions?
I think we're gonna see some more death in this episode.
If we don't get Red Wedding style death,
What?
Jesus, that's
But we already got that.
There has not been a
technically.
single thing in any Star Wars show that you could even like comparatively compare tone-wise to Game of Thrones, besides like some
Order
of
66.
Andor. But, no, like besides some of Andor, like that's like it, like tone-wise.
no. Order 66 is
No,
pretty close.
it's not really. Order 66.
not nearly
Not
as
in the
emotionally
movie.
scarring.
It is if you watch Clone Wars before.
I mean, if you watch like everything in the wrong order in which it came out, like let's be real, Order 66 like in the movie is like one of the weaker sequences, because again, the first time we were introduced to Order 66, it was like, here, look at all these like random side characters that you developed like attachments to by like how they looked. Like, we're gonna kill them and make you sad. Like that's the extent of it. Whereas like every other Order 66 since then, it actually has like plot importance.
The saddest part of Order 66 is Yoda dropping the cane, and that's about it. But I don't know if we'll get anything like that, but I think we'll definitely get another death. I think one...
Speaking of which, will we get any funny cameos or great cameos?
Yoda
at the
is
end?
absolutely showing up in this episode.
I actually
Last scene. Are we getting a Yoda? Are we getting
Yoda.
like a council scene at the end of the episode?
I will even be happy with like a voice.
I think no.
I think Yoda.
I know.
will
I
absolutely
know.
show
I said the High Council thing, but I just at the way they've. I'm just going off of. I could be wrong. The first off, but I don't. There's a lot to wrap up. I don't know if anyone's going to be around to even relay. Like, I don't even know if we're going to have a POV character left that has like where we'd have a reason to be back at the temple. Does that make sense? Because I don't know if Soul's getting out of this episode, and I don't know if I guess maybe.
I don't know.
I
don't think that anyone's going to get back to the council. I just think we're going to have a council scene where they discuss.
I just think without a character that we've seen before, I just highly doubt.
It doesn't make sense for one of our characters to go back to the council.
No, and I'm saying like I know I agree with you. I'm saying like I agree with that's basically what I just said. But what I'm saying is they are highly unlikely to show us a council scene if we have no like.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
I can
usually
get
you need
behind
to
that.
follow a character that existing in the story before you pop into somewhere. Like popping into their like last episode would. I guess like to Star Wars fans, you could be like it would be fine. Everyone really understands what the council is. But I just like I don't know.
They could do it. I don't know.
I would like it. It would be cool. Like
I could see Vanestra coming back. Like I don't think Vanestra would die.
Yeah, I guess
I will
we
have to see.
Yeah, we don't really know where.
Yeah, this
Vanessa
show
is
leaves me with a
going,
lot of
so-
like complete unknowns. Again, like every episode is like, what the hell is going on? I will be heartbroken if Soul does not make it out of this episode, because very quickly Soul is becoming one of my favorite Jedi. Like, I really like him. I like the way that they've written his character. I like the fact that he has a dark past and that he's trying to overcome it. Like, it's just a really well-rounded, well-written character. And if they kill him off, I'll be very sad, because I don't like any of the characters in this show, aside from maybe Kymir, as much as I like Soul. So I'll be very sad, but also it's just because I think Lee Jung-jae is a
I
phenomenal
liked
actor.
Torben the best.
Torben was badass.
Torben
to
grew
be
on me
honest.
a
In the
lot
last
last
episode,
episode.
Torben was wild. That fucking lightsaber spinning.
Yeah, he had some good choreo.
Anybody's like, the choreography shit. The fight in the last episode was awesome. Also, like Yuna Suotamo finally wielding a lightsaber as a Wookiee was just, oh my god, it was awesome. It was so cool, and I think we should watch it.
Hold on. Before
Okay.
you do, because I have many points. And by many
Many?
points, I have 3.
Okay.
One, Kylo Ren's theme plays every time Kymir is on screen.
Is it every time, or is it just when he gets...
I think it's when anytime he
think it-
ignites his lightsaber.
I don't think that's
I
true,
don't
because
even
I
know.
just
I don't think
rewatched
that's
like
true.
5 of the episodes last night. The only time the song actually plays is when he goes to get May, or to get Osha from.
I
the
thought
ground.
I thought it played initially with the an episode.
I don't even know
one
what the
at
Kylo
end.
Ren theme is.
No, I don't think so.
Point is, I
Someone
think
doesn't listen to John Williams.
It definitely.
I don't know any themes in this.
I will say.
trilogy.
I will say.
Besides Rey's.
It does definitively play when he bends down to get Osha after the fight in episode 5.
so. But again,
I don't even know what is. I'm struggling to see why that would have
So,
any
There's a
connection
big,
to the
there's a
Kylo
big
Ren
theory that
theme.
he's the first Knight of Ren.
I don't need this show to connect at all to that nonsensical last order. So, like, I'm
Well,
gonna be
here's-
honest with
here's
you.
the thing,
I would hope
right?
to God they're not connecting that.
the Knights of Ren,
Especially because they're not even Force wielders. The lore they ended up settling on for the Knights of Ren, I would highly advise you avoid.
So-
Anyway, Jordan.
Anyways, my theory is that he's not the first Ren, but he is a Ren, because anybody who utilizes the lightsaber and the dark side is the Ren, and the Ren refers to the blade. In regards to the original Knights of Ren, they were all Force sensitive.
I don't
They
even
just
know,
didn't use
Bob.
Force sensitive
Is that up
weapons.
to date with like with the latest redirect?
Anyways, that's my first theory: is that Kymir is a Ren. He is not a Sith.
He's a Sith.
brother.
He called
He's
himself
like,
a
no,
Sith
No,
Lord.
he
He's
said,
like, no,
and I quote,
absolutely no.
he
Brother.
said, and I quote, "The Jedi might call me a Sith. That
That's-
does not
That's
mean
him saying that he's a Sith.
agree to disagree." And then, okay,
Anyway,
they're all going to be
what's your-
unalived. And
They're
in
all-
regards
I
to
don't think they'll put all.
cameos, Rich, like she
Rick.
said, I misspoke. I think we're not going to get Yoda because Kathleen Headland stated that she.
Kathleen
I said
Headland?
Kathleen.
Leslie.
Leslie, I'm merging the two people. I apologize, guys. It is one of those days. Leslie Headland said that she did not get permission to use Yoda, so we might get another council
That's
member.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
Can't not
I-
get, you're directing a Star Wars show. There's no way you can't get permission to use a character like
I
that.
definitely feel like that's a Marvel. Like, I'm not in the movie.
No, that's.
I'm
I mean,
not
to be
in the
fair, considering how
movie.
bad faith and lack of understanding a decent percentage of the Star Wars fans reacted to the show, they'd be like, well, that would have caused like we would have had to deal with an entire another 2 week
got
long
Kiati
process.
Mundi. I
No, I
guarantee
understand,
we
but
had
look how much
Yoda.
of a shit show that caused. Like,
Well,
just
I
having
will
Kiati
say
Mundi
this.
present. So, like, imagine what Yoda would have done. Imagine like
I-
how cancerous the.
Well,
the
what I will say though is I mean, look, Disney is not, Star Wars itself is not afraid to shy away from to do the cameo thing. Like, they're not afraid to do it. But
Got
I
Ponda
agree with Jack in the sense of, like, if they're gonna, like, if she's like, oh, I didn't get permission. This is like one of the most highly anticipated shows of the year through Disney and Star Wars. So that's like, it just doesn't make sense. Like, oh, I didn't get permission to use the character. It's all legally under one name. It would be different if it's like Marvel with Spider-Man, because Sony owns
I
Spider-Man.
get it. Listen, I get it. I get what you're saying. I'm just telling you, in reports, she has stated that she was not authorized use of Yoda.
Yeah, that seems like
So-
the Andrew Garfield. Like, I'm
not in the movie.
It's also bad-
I'm not.
But also that's rather standard.
It's
like
Photoshop.
you guys are also incorrect because like that is kind of like standard talk. When like for instance, like I can think of a direct incident with X-Men '97. Bodemea was directly told he can't use Deadpool. Like before
That
his
was
thing,
correct.
so like no, it's like the same. It's literally that. But in terms of like the way that like was being said,
It
like,
could be. I
like,
mean,
they-
maybe
like,
she's
that is a
right.
thing that happens.
But
when-
also-
for outside of the reasons of like I don't know, the studios have and producers, executives have weird reasons for doing things that often don't make sense.
That makes
So-
sense.
I just
mean,
want
I'm not gonna be-
Aporancesis.
Yeah, dude, that
I
one.
mean,
honestly,
yeah, I mean,
I
that
would
was
like
my
to see
joke, yeah.
Aporancesis pull his lightsaber because he's got a sick lightsaber.
I will not be hurt if Yoda is not in the show, but I will be happy.
The
if
whole
he is.
show is ruined. If Yoda
Anyway.
isn't in it.
Yeah,
Let's
like we
watch
don't, like,
episode
the show doesn't
8, shall we?
require like.
Yeah, it
Let's
does not
do it.
require any cameos. Let's watch the show.
Here we go.
Clip that for TikTok, please.
Yeah, there it is. She's breathing already, just like Vader.
Jack, it's almost like you wrote this show. Oh shit.
This music is unsettling.
Musha.
Whoa.
She's doing the. Yeah.
Oh. He's strong.
Oh shit, he's like doing through it.
Yeah. He just fought through that entire thing.
She wasn't even doing that intentionally, I don't think.
May. I saw May. She had her hand outstretched. She was killing Soul.
Where is she?
She had a saber in her hand.
She saw the future.
This is the future you saw.
But the future isn't fixed. I can still stop her.
With what ship? I'm taking mine.
I'm going where exactly?
So we go together and see who gets to her first.
Well-
It's Earth.
They're still over.
Where are we?
Brandok, I will contact Master Vanestra. The Jedi will meet us here. There is a vengeance on this planet. Now that you and Doja are both alive, I can prove it.
Prove it. Prove what? That murdering our mother was justified?
You started that fire. You locked everyone in.
Because the Jedi invaded our home. Everyone in there died because of the four of you.
My biggest regret is that I wasn't able to save you both.
He's such a good actor.
You and Doja are not twins. You're not even sisters. You're.
Oh.
That little small fucker. Yeah, there he is. It's like, I was about to say, I haven't seen him in like 2 episodes.
Escape ship.
Basil. So cute.
See you in hell, Jedi.
Oh, what?
Good luck.
Fine.
Wow, I've never heard anything like that before.
Oh, it's like a. Okay, that's cool.
Reminds me of the helmet design.
It's like a Battlestar Galactica thing.
The sequel series.
That was my favorite chip design.
Or the sequel trilogy.
What's that?
The
Oh,
helmet
like
design.
yeah, kinda, yeah. Like the more bulky,
The
weird.
Poe Dameron
Yeah,
style.
the weird bulky ones. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
There's another ship. Another
she
ship.
forget that
How
the
many
whole
ships
thing
does this break
disconnects?
into? How many ships?
Well,
Well, that's
saw,
supposed to
Oh
be
wait,
an
that's the
escape pod.
hyperspace thing.
That's
Yeah,
the,
yeah,
the
yeah.
docking ring.
Yeah, that's right.
If you look at the design on the side of the
That's
helmet, it looks like the Rebel, the Phoenix.
Oh, this is gonna be awesome.
Let's go.
Alright. We haven't got a lot of this in the show.
He's plowing through. This is
Seriously,
awesome.
like, he's not gonna shoot her down.
He might. He might what's it called? Use the like the disruptors. Or-
Ion disruptors.
Yeah, the ion blast. What the heck, Basil?
He doesn't want to see her die.
He just kicked her in the shin 2 episodes ago.
a Sith agent.
It is Basil.
Basil was another Sith this entire time.
I think he just wants to stop him from hurting people because he knows if
Well, he just fucked both of them up. So.
Oh my god, this is so cool.
That is such a cool visual. Visual effects in this show are one. I love shots like that, like the GoPro shot.
Anakin special.
Skips.
Another happy landing.
Oh, maybe.
Not the Jedi Temple, though.
Senator Raincourt's here to see you.
You let him in the control room?
Hog. Me, anytime I walk into a supermarket.
Apologies for my intrusion.
Not at all.
Hey, it's what's his name from
Jean Jones.
Yeah, from Supergirl.
I love him.
He's a fantastic actor.
I've heard some disturbing things. That you are running a murder investigation without reporting it to the Senate.
I'm keeping this internal for the moment. All the victims were Jedi.
There are multiple victims.
Giving too much away.
Very close to apprehending the suspect.
Is the suspect a Jedi?
Very close. Thank you for your concern.
I think the Jedi are a massive system of unchecked power, posing as a religion.
Okay.
Your emotions project an image of goodness, restraint. But it's only a matter of time before one of you snaps. And when, not if that happens, who will be strong enough to stop him?
Oh, Jesus.
Him. Anakin.
He would be a great Sith.
Him?
Yeah. Actor-wise, not.
Yeah.
Is that all, Senator?
I like her. She's cool.
I like the Ravencourt, too. Hey, these ugly
the
little
pork
things
things.
again.
Did I give you the impression that I was a fair person?
The Sith.
Yes, you did. You made a deal with my sister, and you expected her to uphold it. That's fair.
I like Osha's new outfit.
Osha, would you ever consider?
No.
Told you she wasn't gonna be bad.
Their outfits are telling a different story.
Told you, I'm not my sister.
I mean, you literally are. You're doing what he wants.
Yeah, Osha's now in dark clothing, and May is in white. Oh! Oh!
It's Mother Coral, bitches!
No.
What is that? Oh my god!
It might be Plagueis. That might actually be Plagueis.
That actually might be.
My god. Oh my god.
That actually might be Plagueis.
Oh my god. What the fuck is going on?
I didn't get a great look at him, but
You weren't supposed to.
it's like he did.
Could be
Either way,
Tenebra.
either way, he looked
Could
really.
be Tenebra.
Either way, he looked really cool. He was an alien, and he looked really
Yeah.
cool. So, and creepy as all fuck.
I think it would make more sense for it to be Plagueis than Tenebris.
Yes.
Well, maybe.
That was wild.
I guess
I'm
they could
sorry.
change it.
There's a lot.
Oh my
there's
god. Oh, what the fuck?
Master Venestra, we found Master Soul.
Where is he?
Brandok.
He's like, oh, good.
Oh, wonderful. Nothing bad ever happens there.
Gather as many knights as you can without raising alarm.
Oh.
All right,
Said
so
this.
they're all going to show up at the end. What Jedi Knights are we getting? That's my question.
None.
What if we just?
Unnamed
What
ones?
if
Gonna get
Saul
Kymer.
just gets framed for all this?
He might.
It's like that's like how they. That's how they
So-
tie a nice little bow on it.
So are you
Ooh,
saying-
what a ship.
Yeah, that shit's
That's
cool.
pretty cool. That gives me Maul's ship vibes.
A little bit. A little bit.
I mean, he's gotta stay around for a while.
He's got to confront his
I mean, Coral's his Coral could have come out.
I don't think so. I think Coral's dead.
She left.
I think maybe she died in Kelnaka.
I think
That's
so
what
too.
I thought.
Okay. Oh, do we think like it's like direct?
Yeah.
It didn't feel like it was a direct control kind of thing.
I thought I definitely felt like it was.
Getting this elevator operational is the only way in.
Only had
Are you sure?
He just
what?
He flew the fuck away.
That is awesome. He's so cool.
Yeah, that dude's fucking
He
scary.
is Batman.
Good shot.
Somebody made a valid point though. Why did he try to keep the bridges
music is unsettling.
suspended rather than
Holding
keeping them
people with the
suspended?
Force is a very hard thing to do.
Yeah, like
and
it's-
he was even struggling to hold up the bridge.
Like I understand that most people just see it as inconsistency,
music-
but like
okay,
the
wait.
inrudiverse reasoning.
The music only
is
happens
sound.
when.
Oh, hi, May. This is the way she got out and the way she got back in.
There's a water pool down there. It's like Minecraft.
Like Obi-Wan on Utapau.
Yeah.
I don't like evil.
I mean, I didn't look down that hole, and it didn't look endless, so that is a lower
Remember
bar
this,
than
May?
other
You almost killed your
drops that
sister?
people have had.
Thank you for leading me to her.
Oh my god.
Oh, there you go.
We make a great team.
There you go. We made a great team.
Let's fucking go, dog.
Interesting stance.
Best fighters in the
Oh,
show.
they're so good.
Okay, this is the combat is like.
Oh, the
I don't need to compare
the
this.
enclosed spaces.
Yes! Yeah, they're just like fucking hitting everything. Yeah!
Awesome!
She's
He
like,
said, "Whoop." Interesting.
Did he just float?
yeah, they're using like.
Yeah, he's
Oh, he
using
can
the
do it
force.
too.
I will destroy you if I must.
Not if she gets you first.
Lightsaber.
Let's go! Oh, fuck
That really is a great lightsaber.
no. Yeah, it's amazing.
I can't wait for that to come out.
This is so cool.
Okay.
That's where I think Ocean's
Oh,
Yeah!
All
Alright.
Liu Kang on him. Ugh.
Oh!
God, that is sick. That is awesome.
Damn.
Dude, he's badass.
Yeah, Solo is definitely like accomplished.
Dude, he's like, don't fuck with me, bro. You do not want to mess with me, dude. Dude, this is so cool.
I love the way Chimera moves.
Yeah.
It's very fluid.
No, it's
Have
super
you guys-
unnatural.
Have
like,
you guys
which
seen
is-
the behind the scenes of their fights?
No, actually.
Because they're so cool.
It's wild.
Yeah.
Ocean, listen to me. All of this death. All because you didn't want me to become a Jedi. I didn't do this. Soul lied to you. He blamed me. Soul never blamed you. He tried to teach me to accept that someone that I love could be capable of this level of destruction. My hatred of you. My grief. So I never became a Jedi. Soul killed our mother. How could he teach you to control your negative emotions? He's the reason you have them.
Yeah, I think that was pretty obvious. He's misconstruing her visions.
That was cool as fuck.
Now we get to see Osha fight, which is awesome.
I wonder if. I wonder if the person she saw in the future was
Actually,
herself.
Yes.
Oh, choreography, like the way that they're interchanging the stunt double with the actual actress is amazing.
The fact that they're also like they're fighting exactly the same. It's awesome.
Yeah. I think that's their childhood fight.
Oh,
what a cut! What a cut!
Oh, here's the
Vernestra.
Jedi.
Shit! Here come all the Jedi.
Now you pay for what you've done.
Oh, they're not here for me.
No shit. It sounded like they were like reacting to the singing. It's a-
Dude, they're all bad.
I mean, she's trained by
This is so cool. Like Chimera's fighting is sick.
He didn't got the braces on this time.
He's got
No,
the helmet.
he doesn't. He's only got the helmet. That's it.
He's gonna hit it.
He's gonna bring it closer to
Turn them both off, probably.
Oh
my God!
what a
Yes!
visual!
He did an elite.
He turned his saber off.
Oh, he just cut his saber in half.
Yep.
Look at that crystal.
He's gonna fight barehanded.
Oh my god, this is intense as hell.
I'm conflicted about my feeling of this now.
Oh, hi, May.
Oh shit.
Here we go.
This is the source of your pain.
Ooh.
That was an awesome shot.
Journey will be complete.
Heard those lines before.
No. I want him to confess what he did. I want him to face the High Council.
He must stand trial.
He's too dangerous to be left alive.
I wanted to protect you both.
From what?
You are not twins. You and the ocean are the same person. I don't know how your mother did it. She created life. I believe she used the force to create you and the ocean.
Chimera didn't
You
know
don't
that.
say that shit in front of him, boss.
You killed our mother.
He's dead.
I think Osha's gonna kill him. Oh, we're getting too close to his face for my liking.
Yes, I did.
Is that true?
Please don't kill him.
I was protecting you. It was the right thing to do.
She's standing exactly where May did, too.
Without May, there was no proof you were created in this way.
Why did you tell me?
I did what I thought was best for you.
Oh, this is a heartbreaking scene.
Stop talking.
I kept this from you, so you could have the life you'd always dreamed of. I did everything because I love.
Ooh. She's choking him with the force.
Please, come on.
It's Chimera doing it, not her.
No.
Yeah.
Osha, chill. Don't do this.
Don't give in to your hatred.
Don't give in.
Oh, she's like
Let him
smiling.
go.
She's bleeding the
No!
Oh, bleeding the crystal!
God!
Okay, we have not seen that. All right. And bleeding has kind of grown on me since it was first introduced.
Bleeding crystals.
Yeah, I know it was
makes so much
I know it was
sense.
controversial at first, but it does make sense.
Oh my god.
Oh no!
Amazing! Exactly what I wanted.
That was so emotional.
This is written so fucking well.
No,
It's like fighting itself.
Awesome.
yeah.
Oh, there it goes.
That's sick. And no denying, you can deny it if you try, but no denying that.
No, she's.
That is nuts.
She's the evil one.
Oh my god.
What a
There's a
sick.
bunch of Jedi here now.
Well, not even like a little bit of Jedi. There's a lot of fucking Jedi.
How many Jedi are about to get like?
Oh.
She feels the disturbance.
Oh, there is a connection.
What?
There is.
You're alive.
There is a connection. Okay, whoever
I knew
whoever
it.
called that in a previous episode is. Gets it
I know where they are.
But here's my question: was he the apprentice, or does she just have the?
I know a way out.
That was such a good scene.
I know a way out.
When I fell, I got sucked into this core tunnel. Come this way.
She got sucked in.
Yeah, just like Bespin.
You did all this when you were little? Yeah. Then what did you do?
Run.
I sat here and I waited. Sorry I didn't believe you. I'm sorry I started that fire. You were with me.
I wonder what that is gonna be from.
Who taught us that rhyme? I thought you made it up.
There it is.
Oh, fuck.
Osha, when they find out how powerful you are.
You will meet the same fate as our mother. What do we do? What do you want, Osha?
He could get both.
This music is pensive.
Let my sister go and I will train with you. Are you sure? The Jedi will use me to find you.
I can attempt to wipe her memory, remove any trace of you or me permanently.
Damn.
Wow.
Do it.
Damn.
This is an interesting.
Because the Jedi are only good from a certain point of view.
The Jedi fucking suck. Like, I'm not gonna lie.
Everything is good from a certain point of view.
Like, let's see. It's like an opposite.
As above sits the stars, and below lies the...
Wow.
I give you, and you give. You give.
Dang.
He did it?
I thought that was gonna be like a process.
He just...
Yeah, he just was like, mind gone.
Don't move. You're under arrest.
What did I do?
Back on chorus.
Well, that's some bullshit.
Okay, so maybe.
Remove her restraints.
Ooh, I like her garb.
You see how what I was saying earlier about the helmet, how it's got that, like...
Leave us.
Rebellion logo to it?
Is she gonna, like, interrogate her?
You know why you're here.
They say I killed someone.
What do you remember?
Fire.
Your last memory is from when you were 8 years old. That man who killed your mother, he was my friend. He was a kind, brilliant, compassionate man, and he did a terrible thing. 16 years ago, 4 Jedi were stationed on the planet Brendok. A conflict ensued. There were many casualties. Afterwards, the Jedi conspired to keep their actions secret. Recently, when the truth threatened to come out, a rogue Jedi named Sol...
That is what they're going with?
Yeah, see? What a surprise. It's almost like the show was doing that this entire time.
It's always been a cover-up.
Speaking on behalf of the High Council, we wholly condemn the actions of Master Sol.
I think in light of these events, Chancellor, we cannot wait for a full Senate vote. An external review of the Jedi must begin immediately.
And where is Master Sol now?
He was found dead on Brendok.
She gave Jedi's death!
Aw.
Justified every selfish step with the love he had for your sister.
My sister?
Season 2 is going to be their story getting to her.
Probably. I mean, if we get it, yeah.
Does the name OSHA mean anything?
Safety standards, usually.
It's a weird name choice.
I need you to help me find someone.
Who?
A pupil of mine.
I knew it!
Yep.
Alright,
Back to Sith Octu.
Yeah.
Oh? Okay. I like the framing of that shot. It made her look really small.
That was very cool, yeah.
It made her look like a child. I think that was intentional.
Interesting.
Well, my prediction was kind of right.
Yeah. The writing.
I guess
of
Maiden
the show
died,
is
but-
good.
Ooh. This violin is tense.
Violin.
Pan over to the creepy guy.
Yeah, come on, let me see the creepy guy again.
I want the cave
Ooh,
dweller.
what a shot.
Give me the cave dweller.
Sorry to disturb you, Master. We need to talk.
Yeah! Yes!
And he's a fucking puppet.
Yes! Oh, yes!
Okay.
I knew it! I called it from the first trailer!
I'm cool with the season 2 now. I'm very alright with the season 2. I'm very alright.
Leslie Headland, you're a liar. And I don't
that's
like
what
you.
you're supposed to do, so that's, I mean, good.
Oh my god.
Not too much.
Are we checking for a post-credit scene?
I am.
I don't think we'll get one.
Yeah, I don't think we get Star Wars post-credit scenes.
Boba Fett had one.
The kind of.
Did Boba Fett?
Or Mando season 2
But it was
had
really
one.
quick. It was like after the main title. It doesn't go after any of this shit.
Yeah, I would go.
Alright, I think they stuck the landing.
That was great.
And I thought the show was like, my overall opinions on the show was very much going to be down to if it stuck the landing. And I think it, for the most part, just about did.
Yeah.
So,
I think that was like everything I wanted it to be.
This was written so well, especially that last episode.
I was
Like,
disappointed. I
With
wanted more death.
Well, there you
I mean,
go.
to be fair,
Jordan's
I don't
never
think
happy.
you can have more death because, like, they already had a pretty high death total for the amount that this is getting covered up anyway. And then, like, what do you want them to kill, like 12 more? And then, like, whatever the Mace Windu equivalent, like, of the Jedi Order is, like, at the time. So
I think if because they went to go track the girls to the Buta tree, that would have been the opportunity to eradicate all of the Jedi. And I think if Kymer still kept his Shoto blade, I think they could have done it.
I think it's better this way, though. I think it's better that they just escaped and they have a story that can continue on, and the Jedi, like, because had they fought all the Jedi and killed all of them,
we kind of already did that.
Can you go back to that frame really quick of the Sith in the cave?
Oh, you get rid of that fucking Knights of Ren bullshit. Let's get that. Out
I
of here.
think
This is the actual.
No, wait.
Sith.
So
These are the actual Sith.
the thing that I want to say is like that it has to happen this way, because had they had this massive fight, eradicated a bunch of Jedi, we literally would not be able to get the final like 5 minutes of this show where they arrest her, where Venestra tells everybody that it's a cover-up and all that sort of stuff. There's no way that anybody would logically believe that Soul killed all those fucking Jedi, because that would be the answer that they go with.
Yeah, true.
And it makes more sense for Venestra to cover everything up, saying that like it was
And
all
I
on
think,
Soul.
and honestly,
there
I
is no
think,
Sith.
and honestly, based on like what, okay, so like even before what's his name died, they said like they're not here for me, like he said that directly to Soul.
Mhm.
So it was almost like he had an idea of like that, like they well also Soul's actions up to this point, he kind of did go rogue to an extent. Like he turned off his beacon, he did all this kind of other stuff.
I'm so pissed.
So I think Chimera figured that
but he's such a good character.
I feel like Chimera already figured that the Jedi had already covered up this event once, and then kind of he just used this opportunity as like a. I don't know, if he knows Venestra, which he does, then he might know how Venestra would react to this type of situation, which might be to cover it up, like because they seemingly are like painting Venestra as like a kind of. I don't know. It's weird. I mean, no Jedi is as like even Jedi like Mace Windu, who gets a lot of like critique, obviously, for being like kind of the most militant. And
this has definitely got to be Darth Plagueis.
I
like if you look at any,
it does look like Plagueis.
He looks just like Plagueis, like
season
with the,
finale
with the beady eyes.
Yeah, that is actually weirdly enough that is actually a big thing.
Yeah,
like if it's season or series. So.
We still don't have a name for this. That's crazy.
Told you.
Yeah,
I am surprised they let May live.
This image in particular looks just like him.
So here's my, and this is kind of where I focus on the alien anatomy. By focusing on the alien anatomy, you can tell if it's a Bith, if it's a human, if it's a moon thing. You can kind of tell.
Was it that? It wasn't that early, was it?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah, it was before they left.
It was as they were leaving.
I don't think that's in the first bit. I don't think that's before the. I could be wrong, but
yeah, no, it's after.
It's about here.
No, it's not. It's after the opening. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, he says, "I'm going to take my ship. You're going to take your like."
It's like their second. It's their second sequence.
It's literally when they left the planet.
So the reason I'm asking Jack to go to this is because
I want to see this too. So.
Okay, so we got 4 fingers long.
That is definitely Plagueis.
Yeah, the eye shape.
Look at the eyes.
No,
you can
you're
tell
right.
by the eyes.
You're right.
Oh, it's 100%. Like, go look at it.
Here's my only concern.
Go look at it.
It's like there's too many of the factors are like.
Jordan and Julian, go up and look at it.
I know it's Plagueis.
What's Plagueis' race? It's not Mon. It's right, or is it? Like
it is. Like it's him.
Wait, Plagueis the same race as the fucking Grand Inquisitor?
No.
That's
Oh no, that's the other. That's a Utapawan. That's Utapawan. Yeah. I always get those two in my mind.
It's absolutely Darth Plagueis.
So
I'm very happy with that.
Yes.
I mean, I like Plagueis is like, he's like I mean he's named like he's one of the only Sith name dropped that we haven't seen really. So
yeah,
that's
him.
fucking Darth Plagueis.
So and the reason I wanted you to go back to it is because it did happen.
Our first live action Darth Plagueis.
Because our as quickly as it happened, we get and it quickly disappears.
And
so
he's
like
definitely the master.
It's ruminating, but like okay, so this is Chimera is Palpatine before Palpatine.
Actually, no, that's what I'm saying. This makes
more sense.
Plagueis actually even more powerful, and it makes the feat of Plagueis like you know like the fact that Palpatine like did this got rid of Plagueis. It makes that even more because that means he's had like multiple. Like Padawan, like this could be like his last Padawan before Palpatine. Even like I don't know. If
well, I also want
to
point out. I think that this show could be alluding to Plagueis doesn't know how to create life
until this.
Like I think this where his interest could be peaked.
Yeah. Like well because obviously
his
Chimera's going to go back and report to him and be like, "Yo, guess what I found out?" And
Yeah,
then
because I
he's
guess he
gonna
needs
spend
he
time
needs an
learning how to
origin
do
of like his obsession with it.
Yeah.
I guess. So like I guess what are we supposed to? I randomly came up with it one day and thought like it's.
I have fear now because of this, and let me explain why. Because we get these as Christian calls them troglodytes on the internet of people who will sit there and say, now this ruins Anakin. Because my fear.
I don't understand how this.
Let me
one
explain.
shot- Alright.
Let me explain. A lot of people who, through TikTok and other forms of social media, fear that Plagueis is going to manipulate the midichlorians, and this is how we get Anakin.
Which has been a theory since before the Acolyte.
But George Lucas outright told them, you cannot do that. Now I'm still feeling like that's what's going to end up happening.
What do you mean?
I
They
thought-
told them you
I
can't.
thought
In part
George-
of the
George Lucas
contract that he
said-
signed over with Disney, he said you cannot change the birth of Anakin.
Bullshit. I want to see the contract where he writes, everything I've ever done, you cannot change
I
this.
don't think that
Bullshit.
That's not.
That's not how
that's
contracts
not what
work.
he just said. That's
No.
not what he just said. He didn't say everything. You can't change my lore. He said one specific lore.
So
I just don't believe
I
that
don't
he
think-
wrote
There
that
are
in
a
a
few
contract.
things
Like that
that.
just doesn't make
I mean,
sense.
to be fair, I don't
think that was the actual quote. I think that
I'm not.
I think that the actual quote was, "You can't change the downfall of Anakin Skywalker." Like you can't change Anakin's
The origins.
character, not his origins, his character.
I don't think anything that they've even introduced in the show comes anywhere close to altering. Maybe I'm being dense here, but I don't think they've introduced anything in this show that massively changes Anakin's origin. Their origin is not Anakin's origin. Like they don't have the same thing. I know people were misconstruing it, but they're not the same thing.
Yeah.
And also but also we have to remember from Iger's book. Let me see. I'm looking up something.
Well, while you guys are looking that up,
Yeah.
I'm gonna talk about the lightsaber fighting because that was freaking sick. Soul and Kymir's lightsaber fight throughout the entire fourth of the episode was amazing. It definitely pulled from all different kinds of lightsaber dueling too.
Also, I will keep in mind a lot of people always go back to George's word like it means anything. George doesn't give a fuck. I love George,
That's what
but
I'm
he don't go to him cuz he sold it he sold it. He did. I understand that there's certain things that I get mad about, but don't put it on you're mad for George, because George isn't mad. George is making a lot of money off of everything they're doing. George is one of Disney's largest shareholders now. People like to conveniently forget that now. He makes plenty of money, and I don't think he gets mad about the same things that you are, because I think he just cares about his paycheck at this point, which fair enough. So
I will find the supporting information and send it to you.
I'm literally Googling right now, what did George Lucas tell Disney they weren't allowed to change, and there is no article at all proving
I don't even know where that would be.
Because
there
you
is
can't.
one. There is
I'm
one.
not
He
gonna
said
lie.
that you can't mess with Yoda's origins.
I do
Well,
remember
that
that
makes
was
sense,
said,
but
yeah.
also
That's a
also,
weird
also
There's-
but
I know there's tons of
but
caveats in the
contracts. But there's no way that was written into a contract.
I'm actually
that's
not.
just
No,
not
actually,
how
there
it
is.
works.
You wouldn't be surprised. Weird shit, weird.
I'm just saying
clauses.
I deal with shit like this all the time. It's just not.
Yeah, but I've read a pundit weird ass clauses do get added to things and all the time.
I don't
That
know.
don't make any
Anyway,
sense, but-
I don't think at all that George Lucas said, "Oh, you can't have Plagueis do this thing because I said so."
just to
sense.
point out another weird clause, the fact that people like Scarlet Witch and Wanda were able to be in MCU movies, to fight the fact that they are very obviously mutant characters, but they also had a secondary thing as Avengers, so they can be in it, they just can't be mutants. There's weird clauses like that. I don't know if that's written per se in that way, but it said you can use Avengers characters, and then you read between the lines to be oh, okay,
Osha bleeding a crystal. That was sick.
So, but here's kind of where I was going with it, because I like the idea that Anakin is the dyad in the Force, that he is the Force balancing,
and this hasn't changed it.
If that's the path they go, is what I'm saying. Is
I don't think they will do that. I think Leslie Headland is too smart for that.
I hope they don't. That's all I'm saying.
I think Leslie Headland is way too smart for that. That's why this show turned out as well as it did. And for anybody who says that this show is written like shit, this episode proves it.
This is such a good series.
It's insane that anybody would say that this show is not written well, specifically because
it's
of this
a stupid
episode.
complaint considering a lot of Star Wars shows are not
a lot, but also
dialogue-wise
Star Wars has
written-
been
not
continuously
not
undoing
good,
things for a long time.
I mean, Star Wars isn't exactly known for its
Thank you, Jack.
quality of dialogue per se. You know what I mean? Like across property, like it's always kind of been a mouthful.
I'm just
for
talking
actors
about the
to say.
story.
And even then, I don't think that like anyone who's saying the dialogue in this is uniquely bad is kind of like
hasn't watched Attack of the Clones.
Let's talk about
a bunch of shit. Like
let's
none,
talk about
like
the
most
Acolyte
of
or
the Disney Plus
Solus line.
stuff doesn't even have like the best of dialogue.
No, but that's not what I'm saying. I'm mainly talking about the story and the lore and all that sort of
yeah,
stuff.
I really like the underlying story of this quite a bit.
The story of this is actually written extremely well,
Yeah,
and
I
I
had some
love
pacing issues,
I
like-
love the switching. I mean, it's kind of predictable. Like everybody
is
kind
kinda
of was
predictable.
like, "Oh yeah, OSHA's gonna flip." But I think, like, what I didn't expect was that they were gonna wipe May's memory completely. Like that adds the cherry on top for the character development of OSHA.
Yeah.
Because now going into season 2, praying to God that there's a fucking season 2
I mean, it
for
got
this
good.
show.
It got a better viewership than a few other.
I
Disney
know,
Plus
so
shows.
I'm
Like, it got more than
I'm
Book of Boba
hoping
Fett and
that there's a season 2. But
97.
going into season
I'm not
2,
surprised
her
in that. It's
character
cartoon versus live action. So
Also, another. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
going into season 2, her character has crazy stressful motivation now. You know what I mean? Her sister's memory's been wiped. Everybody she's ever trusted has been not somebody she can trust anymore. And now on top of that, she's training to be a Sith with Chimere, who is evidently training under Plagueis. Like, that is
yeah. Next
awesome.
season is very like, oh, I have no idea where this could go.
That's what I
really,
like
so.
about this, though. You can't tell where it's going. That's what I like.
I will say, our fears from last episode were that it wasn't going to wrap up nicely, which it did.
I think it did.
Little
I think we
bow
got a
on
good
top.
bow.
Perfect.
Also, one of the things that this series was lacking was space fights, and we got a great space
Yeah, give us
fight
a
in the
space
first
thing,
in the first little bit of the episode.
Yeah, it wasn't like a obviously it wasn't like an episode 3 battle over Coruscant kind of fight.
No,
but it was cool. They chased
it was
each
more
other
like a
around.
Django, like Obi-Wan
yeah,
type
and
thing.
I'm
yeah.
okay with that. Like it was really well
Fucking
done.
Basil.
It was awesome.
Okay,
the way
Basil
that they
is
did
one
that.
of the. Why is Basil in this?
Well, he's a tracker. He was
yeah,
brought
he-
along
he
the
was-
track.
So he's like a
Kind of.
so he's like a walking
He's
Deus
plot
Ex
armor.
Machina,
He's plot
basically,
armor.
like because like he didn't even like.
Yeah.
He didn't really interact with like the story going on around him most of the time.
he
and he
and-
didn't really even the character like Soul and him didn't like interact like when they were on the ship. That
Yeah,
entire
I mean,
time. Like it
what
was
was
just
your
like
favorite Jedi's name?
I'm not. This is a very very minor nitpick.
Oh,
but-
Yord.
Yord and him had a relationship.
yeah, they kind of
was-
had, like,
Jackie
allied,
did too.
yeah.
Oh, and Jackie had a little bit of one too. Which I will say, most
R.I.P.
disappointing death of this show was fucking Jackie. Like I'm
That's just brutal.
She
Well,
had the
well,
best,
I mean,
she had the best death of the
she had the
series.
coolest death of the
Honestly,
show.
no, Soul, like all those three characters, despite the fact that they will actually kind of be a loss. So, well, I know not everyone is as big a fans of Yord and Jackie as people, but like I was a big fan of Jackie's character.
Jackie
Yeah,
was
it would have
awesome.
been really,
But like
really
they
cool
all
to
have
get
like
to see
really
her again.
cool places in Star Wars history now, with like 3 very uniquely brutal deaths. Like Soul's getting slowly choked to death by his own like former Padawan. Someone getting their neck snapped and then getting shish kebabbed by like a dagger.
Yeah, I mean it's very honestly like this show has done things that no Star Wars has ever done,
Oh, yeah,
especially
100%.
in
was
the
brutal.
Darth
Yeah,
Plagueis,
it's
bleeding a
very
crystal,
brutal. Yep,
just-
bleeding a crystal on screen. I mean, they did that.
Lot
They
of
did, they
hand-to-hand
obviously
combat.
they did that in Jedi Survivor, but like
really cool.
it
force
was not
movement.
as cool as that. Like
Well,
even in
cortosis,
yeah,
like
Oh,
There's
a
lot of shit added
the
to the show.
Cortosis
Like-
fight.
What I'll say about the bleeding crystal thing really quick on Survivor, when you look at Dagan Gera versus OSHA bleeding the crystal, Dagon's is orange in coloration.
no, it's not.
It's a reddish orange.
It's red.
It's labeled as red.
In the video game, it's red.
Then I need to adjust the contrast on my TV.
that might yeah.
No,
'Cause
it's
to me
red.
it didn't look as I'm sorry, I'm getting confused. Balin Skulls was orangish red in comparison to Dagan Gera, who bled the crystals. So it's
Yeah,
like
yeah. Well,
that's-
Balin Skulls is orange. Like the Balin and Shinhati lightsabers are orange.
but the bleeding and then it coming out, like when we see Dagan Gera's, it's instantly red.
I mean, he literally, but he bleeds
He
the
bled
crystal
it in his hand.
Yeah,
Yeah, we're still
Versus
seeing
this-
the blue.
Yeah, a
and
little
it's
bit
just
different.
like-
but also it's also like he.
I think her bleeding of the crystal has been my favorite so far.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely awesome the way that they just like there's just the visual effects in this episode alone trump so much like visual effects and things we've seen. Like, I'm sorry, but the visual effects in this are significantly better than I think most of the Disney Star Wars projects, aside from maybe Rogue One. Like, but I will always hands down say that the visual effects from Rogue One are the best in any Star Wars ever.
Rogue One.
Wait,
has
what about compared to Rogue One? I'm sorry, I missed.
The visual effects.
I think
I think the visual effects in this, my personal opinion, the visual effects in this show, particularly this episode, are the best in any Disney Star
I don't
Wars
even think
movie.
they really like leaned into the visual effects overly heavily.
Well,
Maybe I'm
because,
forgetting
you couldn't
some
even,
stuff
but
with
it's
the show.
it's like little things like
It was
like,
quality when it did appear.
like
though, I'll
that
give you
that shot
like-
that shot of the lightsaber when it falls, like of Soul's lightsaber when it falls on the ground and has that blue crystal in it, is 100% a visual effect.
Yeah, it's CGI.
Oh, I mean, you mean that? Yeah,
But
100%,
that
yeah.
also the lightsaber changing colors as the blade is extending. That the when they're when he pulls Soul's lightsaber towards his helmet and the fucking sparks are hitting the helmet. The ignitions after it's hit with cortosis. The visual effects for Mother Anastasia, like the VF, and even the space battle, and also them flying through that, like the rocky rings of that moon planet.
Yeah.
Like
I think we
that
took
stuff
another-
is just like that is to me what sold this as like Star Wars.
I think
Star
we
Wars.
also took
This was
another
awesome shit.
giant leap in the right direction for like or cinematography, because I think a lot of the cinematography in some of the more previous Star Wars Disney Plus stuff, particularly Book of Boba Fett, Season 3 of Mando, and Obi-Wan, are not particularly well shot and have a lot of amateurish type direct.
I can agree with
director
that.
Stuff, if I'm being honest. This show does not have any of that.
I wouldn't say
There's-
it's
this show-
amateurish. I mean, it's better than something. we
I'm
can
mainly
do, but-
when I say amateurish, I'm mainly talking about one or two things in Obi-Wan, and then like a few weird things in Mando
there's-
Season 3.
There's a big thing amongst like,
And there's some actually all three of them.
I think in my personal opinion, like a big thing for me as a fan of just movies in general is like when the visuals actually tell the story versus like,
Yes,
and
exactly.
some directors really lean into this and some directors really don't. Like J.J. Abrams is a very big the visuals tell the story guy, especially like if you look at Episode 7 or you look at any of his Star Trek movies, like the camera movements, all things being in one shot, they're all tracking, things like that. Like that's the camera is telling the story as well as the actors. This show does that really well while also still using the actors. Versus other things like Obi-Wan very much uses Ewan McGregor to tell the story.
Yeah.
Like the cinematography in that is nothing compared to the just the shot composition. I mean, even you had made a mention of them at the very end of them being on that bridge and they look really tiny. Or the shot at the end with the two mountains and them holding hands. Like that stuff is done so well, and that is.
I'm sure people
literally
are gonna
telling
get
the
mad
story.
at the whole
I
thing.
love shit like that.
They're lovers. Ooh, they're
But that's not
kissing.
that-
Ooh.
Like people people need to look again, and people need to look at things with more nuance because like it's more that like she's had like no one, even the order she went to, like from her like actual family that like did love her and her sister or mother who obviously there was tension there, but like she did have like a family and love there, and like that's not really what you get like with the Jedi necessarily. So yeah, but now like since the first time since then, this person's actually offering like connection beyond beyond like the kind of things that the Jedi not pretend, but like they try to detach themselves. Whereas like this guy is like openly like, oh, yeah, and then obviously she has like they finally came out like her own hatred for like kind of her sister and like your grief, all that basically stopped her. Like her sister did basically succeed, like all those years ago and making her not become a Jedi. So
I do also I do like the. There is an essence in episodes 1, 2, and 3 that the Jedi are I mean, it's not an essence, it's literally written. The Jedi are extremely militaristic versus this, where they really dive into, like, all the Jedi have personalities in their outfits, their fighting styles. Vanestra's, I don't know if that's her room or her office. Like, it's a very personalized
Vanestra's
stuff
in a high
in
up.
there.
I think Vanestra is Vanestra in the window position, or is she like?
I believe
do we
so.
think?
I don't think she's high council position. Like I don't think she's a part of that. I think she's like just below it.
I think she's
like
Master of the Order, but not Grand Master.
Oh, isn't that what window head? Like it doesn't. Like,
I don't. I think she's more of like a bridge between like the lower masters and the High Republic. I don't know.
Yeah,
if
I mean
she
that makes sense.
controls
But
the
that's
But also,
order.
there's significantly more Jedi now than there were, even in Episode 1. I mean,
Vanestra's position almost is coming across as like slightly political, so I think we're starting to see like this show.
Republic liaison.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
like, this
she might
show
be, like-
started to do like a lot of like this show did a very good job actually with the subtle stuff for me is what I liked the best because there's a lot of subtle things they did about like the younger Jedi are a bit well, I mean Jackie was pretty good but like Yord was a bit like less like he wasn't the perfect Jedi in any means and it always had his like hand on his saber which was like comparatively to some of the older like Jedi that we were introduced
I wanted to see
who were a
his
bit more
Padawan come
reserved.
back. She was a really cool alien.
Maybe we'll get her in season 2.
Yeah, that would be awesome. And like I
Hey, I got a couple things I want to throw in.
Yeah, the
Okay,
set
Rich,
itself is
go
also
ahead.
really good.
So I love the last shot because like they didn't go oh hello there, like they just had like the back of his head.
They just needed to
And
show,
it-
but
and
that's
it- they
enough.
tr- And
I mean,
it's
good
again
teaser.
a great camera shot
Good
because it's
teaser.
just her walking into the door. And it's just a slow lowering of the camera, that just tilts down a little bit or lowers the camera, and all of a sudden we get the back of Yoda's head, and it's just great. We don't need a scene. And so the question that I have that, how deep does this cover up go? Does she even tell Yoda what happened, or
I
is
don't think she tells Yoda.
she's covering her ass, right? So
She's
Yoda doesn't
Well, I
even
wonder-
know what happened.
I wonder what that conversation is because she walks in and goes, "I need to talk to you," but it's like
I think it's her like trying to get some wisdom on how to handle Soul, because
handle the death of Soul, maybe.
yeah, because they're very good friends, and she's now using him to do the cover up. Like
Yeah, like
she does not want anybody to know about Kylo.
Yeah, that is actually rather tragic. Like she told the truth to May kind of, but she did it to she had to smear his name.
Yeah.
Like to basically stave off some stuff. So
Well, it's funny because if you watch political thrillers like I do, other political movie thriller, there's even the Harrison Ford, the one of the ones where he's Jack Ryan and he goes in to see the president, and the president's like, "You're going to take the fall, and you're going to and he won't do it. And I like the political intrigue that they're trying to do with this era. The Jedi. This is the beginning.
They get a
this-
good job.
to me, and I like again. I love that they were able to take this what we think we see the Jedi become in the prequels. That this is to me makes sense about 80 years or
yeah, the
900
cracks
years
are.
before.
This is like the cracks
This
forming.
is- and even like Yord reminds me of Anakin in Episode 2, where he's like, "Jedi business, go back to your drinks." Yord has that like
Yes,
cockiness
actually, yeah.
that Anakin had in Episode 2. Like I
or
like
even like young
that.
Obi-Wan
I like that.
kind of had
you
a
know,
little bit of it.
Yeah, I'm a tough guy. I'm
You were
a
right,
Jedi.
Master. The negotiations were short.
I just like, God, there's so much.
The status stuff was really cool that we finally got around to a little bit in this episode because again showing that that the Republic is trying to get their they're trying to get their claws into the Jedi a bit more as well because it is a two-way thing. I do want to see Yoda because the underlying theme of the show was kind of this slow cracks forming in the Jedi. Because even they had 16 years where they didn't know what these 4 Jedi did and everything like that. Also, I don't know. I think the reason. Did they ever say why Kalnaka exiled himself or no? Because
No,
I know in,
so
'cause
I
I know,
watched-
because
so
I
I
know
watched
in
that-
canon or
so-
legends, when Jedi, or I think this is KOTOR actually. There's a thing where Wookiees were not supposed to use their claws.
He did
to,
not.
attacking wise.
So he did not exile himself. I watched these episodes last night again with Rick, and Vanestra very specifically says, "Please contact Master. Please contact Master Kalnaka. He's not responding to his station. He's not at his post. So he was sent there by them.
He was sent to
post up on Kofar.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
But so here's my
I
question.
mean, they
though.
I mean, maybe exile himself.
I'm just
if she
what
knew
was he
it, but
doing?
that
Then? Because he had a crash ship that seemed like it was there for a rather long period of
I don't
time.
necessarily know.
Maybe it was a self-exile. Like they
That's what I'm
sent
saying,
they
it seems
sent
like he-
him there
'cause
as
it would
a
be,
way to get
fitting, 'cause,
away, and he just self-exiled.
Because I think it was a TikTok or something I watched. I don't even know. It was in KOTOR. There's one of the Wookiees in that. Basically, there's a line that he says about if Wookiees use their claws, they exile themselves because they're not supposed to use their claws to attack or something. And didn't he scratch
did
up? Didn't he scratch up the
severely
kid?
fuck up Torben, yeah.
yeah. And then Torben obviously spent even the symbolism of Torben spent. Basically had his guard down and let them get into his head, and he spent the very rest of his life making sure that nobody could touch him at all, in a bubble, literally. So
yeah, and
they did
that's
a lot of very
wild
cool
that
things
he
with
was that he They said
16
he's
years.
well, no,
10
he's
years. It was
he
10
said
years,
10
sorry.
years. So I wonder what happened in that 5 or so years. Or well, maybe he trained to become a master and then was like, nope.
I
I'm
would
done.
assume that he maybe because I doubt that he made master in 6 years from Padawan.
I mean, he was Master Torben.
Not in the flashback.
No, but in the
Yeah, so maybe he just didn't speak for 10 years, and maybe he was in his bubble for like.
Oh yeah,
3 or 4.
maybe he probably wasn't in that sleep for that long. But yeah, that's insane. Like,
It still is insane that.
Again, I think that the Jedi, especially like they weave a lot of webs with these Jedi, which is really cool, and they make them like super like each Jedi character has a deep personality, and you can tell, and that's just good. That's just good character development. It's good writing. Leslie Headland, I applaud you for this show.
This was a great show.
It was phenomenal. This is probably my second favorite Disney Plus show that's come out for all of Star Wars, behind Ahsoka. But that's, and honestly, I really only like Ahsoka more than this because Ahsoka's my favorite character. But the writing, my personal opinion is the writing in this show is absolutely phenomenal. It's better than most of everything we've gotten.
I think that it goes in my mind, and again, Andor, some episodes of Mandalorian, like very specific ones. This show and Ahsoka, everything else.
Yeah, I can agree with that. I would say
for at least for the live action stuff.
So okay, so now let's talk about the fun stuff. Let's all go through real quick because I know we're kind of like doing a longer video, and we'll talk about this more on the pod. But just real quick, who's your favorite character in this show?
It's got to be either Soul or Chimera.
Why?
I loved Soul's character, just like the way that he was written, and I'm blanking on his name, and
Lee Jung-jae.
Yes, how he played Soul. Yeah, like there was just like.
I like
it was unsettling, but also like a warmth with him.
Yeah, I think Soul's my favorite.
He had like weird trouble accepting fault,
yes.
which I liked. Like even towards the end, like he wouldn't quite. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
did what was
I
best
did the
for
right
you.
thing. Like he's like, which I liked that. Like he was very like sure in his own mind. Like by the end of like what he did, but you know that's people are like it's a very human
Jordan?
thing.
Well, we know your answer.
Chimera.
Yeah.
Chimera easily. I think Chimera's easily the best.
You know, it's funny because I like what they did with how was it pronounced?
Chimera.
I think he's
Ezra
really.
Miller.
You almost like you're kind of like you look at him differently by the end of the series.
Oh, 100%.
And that's hard to do with
What's
a
the
bad
actual
guy,
actor's name, so I guess?
especially because
Manny
he's.
Jacinto.
Yes.
So I
He's
think he
great.
definitely like they did a very good job. And
Amazing
again, back to the writing.
Sorry to keep calling you.
Is again because that they were able to do such cool. You know, like just kind of softening him up and giving a little bit like we're gonna get to learn his backstory if they do a season 2. That he was almost pushed to this, and I think we're gonna get like a sympathetic version of why he wanted, and because obviously like his master was like whipped him. It looks like so that's pretty. Crazy.
I also think that it's like
does seem to be that
obviously I think that also plays a little bit into his character of like his fighting style is unorthodox because she fights with a light whip. So
It's came with the tradition that a lot of the Sith come from the Jedi. So
yeah,
like,
I mean
that's
it's
a part of Star Wars,
very
so.
well. He was awesome. I love it. This show.
Who's your favorite character?
Soul.
Oh,
I said that. And I will say this show is undoubtedly making yellow my favorite lightsaber color.
So,
like, I think the yellow lightsabers in this show are fucking awesome.
Blue, white, yellow.
Yellow
Those are
seems
my-
to be
those are
more
my
of
three.
a High Republic color, for sure.
Well, yeah, we've never seen it before Rey, so.
No, the
we've seen it,
Temple
like-
guards.
No, by the time of the
the
end
temple
of the,
guards,
Yeah, by the
that's
time of the end of the Jedi Temple, the yellow saber seemingly becomes just a more symbolic with the. But I guess that kind of fits with more of like the more dogmatic, like you know what I mean.
Yeah,
like,
but-
more into rules.
Yeah,
like
but
if you're a guard, you have a yellow, like that sort of thing. Like more like strict.
Well, yeah,
So,
it kind of became like during the prequel era is like your
When
color,
the lore
your
started to come
colors are based upon your role in the Jedi.
that's why so many of the lore criticisms are stupid. Because like one of the cool things about doing things before is you can take something that is meaningless and doesn't have any meaning at all. Because like prior to this, like yellow lightsabers being with those are just the temple lightsabers, but now with this, it's like okay, people could used to have like that lightsaber as well.
there's
Well,
so
and I think that
many.
also
Didn't
like
even, sorry.
no, go ahead.
It didn't even look like temple guards were a thing right now.
I guess we didn't. I mean, we didn't see too much of the temple, so like I don't know.
Yeah, we got just a lot of people. It was a very
I
busy
feel like
temple.
we spent more time in the temple in this show than we did in the prequels. Like,
You spent more time in the temple in this show than you did. I want to
temple's not
say
cool.
anything else we've gotten in Star Wars
probably,
outside of Clone Wars.
well, in Clone Wars, I mean, most of the show is there. But yeah. Anyway,
We didn't get Blake Bortles. I'm super disappointed.
We were never going to get
Blake Bortles needs to be in the show.
No, that's stupid.
Anywho, let's wrap her up.
No, I mean, with all seriousness, though, there's a lot of potential moving forward, I think, for this show. And in regards to the Ren thing, I understand with Plagueis there, he's not a Ren, but maybe he could be still, just because we see Maul doesn't die.
Chimera is Palpatine.
And if I remember my most recent reading of like the Wikipedia on the Knights of Ren, which
they're marauders.
If you want like brain damage, I guess you can go read.
Also,
like,
it seems like Kylo Ren is the
lore
only
is
one
not
that does
very
a lightsaber.
concise. Okay,
The rest of them fight with like brute weapons.
Not in the comics.
Yeah, but excluding the comics because those aren't
Depends,
canon anymore.
Yes, they are.
No,
Those are 100% canon.
The sequel comics are canon.
Do they fight with lightsabers in the sequel comics?
The one does.
Yeah,
Okay, well, then never mind.
the Ren is the person who
that's what I'm
holds
saying,
the
like-
lightsaber.
Anyway,
It doesn't help. I mean, all I'm saying, I'm not trying to be overly negative about this, but like, it's very clear, even just by looking at like a quick look at the Wikipedia page, that like the Knights of Ren's like thoughts on them and origins changed year to year during the release of the sequel trilogy. Like, they are not the same. Like, the idea is not.
Thanks,
gone through.
Ryan.
Like, I mean, even in the first one, they get like, oh, these are Luke Skywalker's like
Fallen.
former Jedi Padawan. For some reason, don't use anything. And then they're like, oh wait, actually, they were never any. Oh, none of them were that, but Kylo. And actually, every leader is a Ren. It was all named Ren, but Kylo put a nice little Kylo on the front of it.
Right.
And like, there's a lot of weird shit.
Anywho,
like, it's
Ren's
not
a
great.
title.
Thank you for watching.
It's like the Dread Pirate Roberts.
Thank you, everybody, so much for watching.
If you like this show, subscribe. If you like our reaction, you should also subscribe. Follow us on TikTok. Share the video with your friends. Comment.
Copy
Be
link
nice. Question of the day.
Ooh.
Who was your favorite character from the show and why? And if you're just going to spread hate, don't do it. Also, special announcement. Stay tuned. Next week, we're going to be airing the first episode of our brand new show, Dungeons with Dummies, which is a show where we and our friends play D&D. So be prepared for that. It's going to be very fun. We've put a lot of time and effort into making a great campaign for you and also a very cool tabletop. So stay tuned to watch that. We'll catch you guys in the next video, and may the force be with you. Bye!
Keep an eye out for our podcast.